Let's get to it. Today we're doing a deep dive on Dr. Doom.
Oh, yes. Doom.
And when we say Dr. Doom, we are absolutely not talking about just another supervillain in a cool mask. No, we're talking about a titan, a force of nature, really. A character who truly transcends that typical good versus evil binary you often see.
He really does. He's so complicated, so nuanced, he makes you question what heroism even means sometimes.
Exactly. Imagine someone who, effortlessly wields both cutting-edge science and ancient potent sorcery. Like, who does that?
Right. It's such a unique combination. And he's used it to challenge heroes, actual gods. He's even reshaped reality itself. That's not your average villain.
Not even close. And what's truly compelling about Dr. Doom, I think, is that his actions, they stem from this incredibly profound, pretty twisted philosophical worldview.
Yeah, it's never just about conquest for the sake of power, is it? He genuinely believes he has the singular vision, the intellect to, fix the world.
Fix it.
Yeah.
To shepherd humanity into this era of unparalleled order and peace, but, with an iron fist.
Well, yeah, that's the catch. But that conviction, that absolute certainty in his own destiny that drives every single thing he does, it's foundational.
That conviction, that idea that he alone can fix the world. Honestly, that's precisely what makes him so terrifyingly logical sometimes. And maybe that's why this deep dive is so important. We're going to unpack why he isn't just some powerful bad guy, but really one of the most compelling, enduring, and, maybe almost tragically righteous figures in all of comics.
Tragically righteous. I like that. Yeah. He forces you to ask those uncomfortable questions, doesn't he?
Yeah.
About freedom, security. What does real leadership look like when you take compromise off the table?
Totally. He makes you wonder, what if he's actually right? Even a little bit.
It's a disturbing thought. And look, if you enjoy content like this, exploring these complex corners of the comic book universe, maybe wrestling with these ideas.
Yeah, a like and subscribe is always massively appreciated.
It really does help us keep digging into characters like Doom and bringing these deep dives to you.
Absolutely. Okay, so to really get a handle on the formidable figure Doom became, we have to go back, way back.
To the beginning, Latveria.
To his humble, but pretty harrowing childhood in Latveria.
It really sets the stage for everything.
Victor Von Doom wasn't born rich or privileged. It was the complete opposite, wasn't it?
Oh, totally. He came from Latveria's, humble beginnings, is putting it mildly. It was tragic. This small, oppressed Eastern European nation, kind of tucked away in the Carpathian Mountains.
A place where, poverty and being subjugated was just daily life for people.
Exactly. And Victor himself, he was born into the Rimamani's Zafiro clan. They were nomadic, often persecuted, facing constant harassment and just systemic cruelty from the local barons who were in charge.
It's such a stark contrast, isn't it, to the absolute power and ironclad control you associate with him later.
Completely. And that environment, that constant oppression of his people, it really etched itself onto his young mind. You had his father, Werner von Doom.
A healer.
Yeah, a gentle, compassionate healer, a man of science, rudimentary medicine, respected for helping people physically within the clan. He was sort of that quiet resilience, that grounded, empathetic side.
But his mother, Cynthia Von Doom, she was something else entirely.
Oh, yeah. A profoundly different force, a powerful witch, steeped in ancient mystic arts, and fiercely unwilling to just accept the suffering of her people.
So you have this dual heritage right from the start. Science from the father, magic from the mother.
Exactly. It was there from his first breath, this latent potential that would totally define him, even if he didn't fully grasp it until much, much later.
And it was Cynthia's love for her people, that desperation that pushed her towards, a really tragic choice.
The pact, yeah. In a moment of just extreme pressure, fueled by this, righteous fury against the barons.
He made a pact with Mephisto, the Hell Lord himself.
Begging for power, for the means to protect her clan, avenge the wrongs done to them. But deals with Mephisto, they always come with a terrible price, right?
Always. Her magic, it was raw, untamed. It backfired catastrophically when she tried to, strike back at the Baron's forces.
It led to a massacre. Innocent villagers died, even the children of the soldiers she was targeting. It was horrific. And in the chaos, she was fatally wounded.
And as she lay dying, Werner holding her. Mephisto just appeared.
Yeah, like a shadow against the burning village. He claimed her soul, dragged it, screaming into hell. And young Victor, he saw it. He witnessed the whole thing.
God, imagine. That's not just losing your mother. That's a profound spiritual wound. an unholy betrayal.
Absolutely. It became the central burning engine driving him. That quest for power over everything, it starts right there, fueled by that loss, that specific demonic loss.
But the tragedy just kept piling on for young Victor. It didn't stop there.
No, it didn't. Werner, his gentle father, he gets blamed by the Baron Vladimir for the massacre, for his wife's supposed illness, basically branded a murderer and a sorcerer's accomplice.
So they had to flee.
Forced to run, into the frozen wilderness, the Carpathian peaks, trying to escape the Baron's soldiers. And then, well, the ultimate sacrifice.
Werner died saving Victor.
He did. Died of frostbite, shielding Victor with his own body. A final act of love, whispering comforts until his last breath, just making sure his son survived.
Orphaned twice over, and now marked as a witch's son by everyone around him.
Yeah, the superstitious villagers remembered his mother's power, feared it. Victor's childhood was just shattered. This double loss, this suffering, this betrayal, it forged this deep mistrust of human weakness in him.
And this chilling belief in his own infallibility.
Exactly, almost pathological. He swore an oath right then amidst the snow and ice. Avenge his parents, make humanity pay for its cruelty, its weakness, its chaos.
This wasn't just grief anymore.
No, this was the birth of that iron will. Forged in loss and injustice, unbreakable.
It's incredible how that suffering didn't crush him, but instead made him, unyielding.
Right, but then destiny, or maybe just Doom's own inevitable genius, steps in again.
He finds his mother's stuff.
In a hidden corner, her trunk, full of arcane potions, ancient scrolls, weird magical items, and that's when he really starts to grasp his dual heritage.
The science of his father, the magic of his mother, he sees the connection.
He sees the potential.
Yeah.
And it ignites something. He dedicates himself, fanatically, to mastering both realms, devouring every book, every forbidden text, anything he could find.
And the key thing, the unique thing, is how he saw magic, right?
Totally crucial. He didn't see it as superstition or some separate weird force. For Doom, magic was just an undocumented branch of physics.
Right, like science they just hadn't figured out yet.
Exactly. And rituals. Those were just the scientific methods spoken in older tongues. Precise formulae, if you do X, Y happens, repeatable results.
That rational approach to magic, that's what sets him apart from pretty much every other sorcerer out there.
It really does. He bridges that gap between science and magic that others see as, impossible to cross. For him, they're just tools for a superior intellect.
His intellect.
He sees it all as one big field of knowledge to dominate.
Even as a kid, his genius was apparently just off the charts. Described as an inevitability.
Yeah, he wasn't just tinkering. He was building complex devices from junk parts that could supposedly talk to the dead, mend wounds super fast, or, blow up enemies.
He saw the suffering of his people, the chains holding them back.
And he knew those chains could only be broken by a mind too proud to bend, a will too strong to break. He started planning his future reign right then, not with armies, but with knowledge forged in grief and hate.
The boy, Victor von Doom, kind of died out there in the snow with his parents.
Yeah. What rose from that frost was something colder, more calculating, infinitely more dangerous than any king before him.
So this incredible mind just keeps growing, and obviously it couldn't stay hidden in Latveria forever.
Nope. Word got out. His genius caught the attention of American institutions, always looking for the next big thing.
Which leads to the scholarship, Empire State University.
Yep, a world-renowned place. And that's where he runs into the man who becomes his lifelong irritation.
Reed Richards.
Victor steps into this new world, this hub of science, with one goal, really. Master what his mother lost to hell, what his father lost to, humanity.
And at ESU, surrounded by brilliant people, he meets Reed. And for a second, maybe Reed's intellect seems comparable.
For a fleeting moment, yeah. It seemed to rival his own. And Victor found that both, exciting and deeply unsettling. But Doom doesn't share the spotlight.
No compromises.
Right. And Reed, being Reed with his scientific curiosity, he dares to look at Victor's private calculations, his secret work.
Big mistake.
Huge. That act, that, casual look over his shoulder, Doom saw it as an unforgivable insult, an infringement on his intellectual sacred ground, and bam, the rivalry ignites.
That's where it really starts. Not just competition, but Doom's arrogance, his absolute conviction he's always right, his refusal to accept any criticism.
Especially from Reed, who he now saw as a rival. Reed's attempt to help, probably well-meaning.
Oh, definitely. Reed's not malicious.
No, but Doom saw it as meddling. It's just fanned the flames. And in secret, Fueled by this new rivalry and his old quest, Victor was already building his magnum opus.
A machine.
This complex, forbidden machine designed to channel mystical energy, open a portal to hell.
And pull his mother's soul out.
Exactly, to free her from Mephisto.
But Reed, being the cautious scientist,
He saw the danger. He saw flaws in Doom's equations, critical miscalculations that could cause a catastrophe.
and he tried to warn him. Repeatedly.
He did, offered corrections, tried to prevent disaster.
Yeah.
But Doom's pride, monumental. He wouldn't listen, couldn't admit error, especially not to Reed.
His perceived inferior.
Yeah. So Victor, with some coerced help from another student, he basically bullied.
Right, Ben Grimm was involved there too, wasn't he? Peripherally.
He was around, yeah, but Victor really pushed forward, ignored Reed's warnings, fired up the machine.
And it went boom.
Big time, roared to life, energy built, then faltered, shrieked, and erupted in this blinding, fiery explosion, scattered his work and seared itself onto his face.
He wakes up later in a hospital, head wrapped in
The
bandages.
smell of antiseptic, the phantom burn, and when the bandages come off, the mirror shows the scar.
He had vertical scar on the left side of his face. The demon's mark, he called it. To anyone else, maybe a minor disfigurement, something fixable. But to Victor Von Doom, whose pride was everything, this was catastrophic. His face, his symbol of perfection, was ruined.
The injury wasn't just physical, it was psychic. A wound to his very soul, his vanity.
Exactly. So he gets expelled from ESU for the reckless experiment, branded a danger. And who does he blame?
Reed Richards. And the world. For failing to understand his genius.
Of course. But instead of crumbling, he wanders the world. Broken, maybe, but totally unbowed. Ends up collapsing in the snows of Tibet.
Where the monks find him.
Mystic monks find him near death, nurse him back to health, and probably without realizing the full implications, they share ancient secrets with him. Spirit and steel.
Completing his transformation.
Pretty much. During this exile, watching the world's chaos, Reed Richards' success, Victor makes a decision. To purge the weakness.
Rid himself of weakness and emotion. Purge the humanity he saw as a flaw, a vulnerability. With the monk's help, maybe reluctant help, he forges the armor.
Not just steel, high-tech, but also enchanted. Mystic wards woven in.
It's a fortress, mobile lab, throne, symbolic coffin for his human weakness. Everything.
And then, the mask. The defining moment.
Oh, yeah. Red hot from the forge, shimmering. He demands they put it on his face, right then, before it cools.
Searing away the last traces of Victor Von Doom, burning away the scar, symbolically cauterizing his emotions. Doubt, compassion, fear. Gone.
From that day on, he's reborn, Dr. Doom. It's important, though. The explosion, the scar, didn't create Doom. It just stripped away Victor's last illusions about mercy, humility, trust.
Behind that mask, the scars are still there, the original ones.
Yeah.
And the fire of his ambition burns hotter than ever.
Doom doesn't heal. Doom endures. Perfects his iron will.
So, reborn, armored up, he heads back to Latveria.
Not as an exile, but as a storm draped in iron. Finds his homeland still oppressed. A puppet state, ruled by corrupt nobles.
And they dismiss him. Like, oh, it's just the witch's boy.
Yeah, a forgotten rumor, a crazy outcast. They had no idea what he'd become.
So he just walks into the palace in Doomsday. Well, hasn't that then?
Untouched, doesn't threaten, just delivers this cold, absolute promise. Your rule is over, your bloodline ends tonight. Latveria bows to no one ever again.
And by dawn?
It's done. Baron Zorba, his cronies, overthrown. Some killed, others fled. His new Doombots moved with chilling precision, crushing resistance.
The Doombots. Those perfect copies.
He rallied the Zafiro clan, the oppressed people who saw a chance, King Vladimir, the last puppet ruler, overthrown, slain, tyranny replaced by, well, a different kind of tyranny, more absolute, but maybe more benevolent.
He declares himself ruler, renames the capital Doomshot.
Establishes himself as the unquestioned sole authority. And here's where it gets really fascinating, the paradox of Doom.
Right. To the outside world, the UN, the Avengers, us, maybe he's a dictator. An absolute monarch, an oppressor.
That's the image. But inside Latveria, for his own citizens, the story changes dramatically.
He didn't just grab power for himself. He took absolute responsibility for everyone.
Exactly. Dismantled the old corrupt council, replaced their mess with his own judgment, modernized villages with tech, wiped out diseases with advanced medicine, provided universal health care.
Stuff many free nations still struggle with.
Right, and he wrapped Latveria in these impenetrable layers of tech and magic defenses. No spies get in, no invaders, no heroes trying to liberate them.
And under his rule, poverty, disease, crime, They just vanished.
Pretty much withered away.
Yeah.
Latvians lived longer, healthier, safer lives than people in many so-called free countries, plagued by war and instability. Now, his laws are harsh, no doubt.
Treason means death, no appeal.
Exactly. But that absolute rule ensures absolute security. He told Namor once something like, if his people really wanted him gone, they could overthrow him, but they'd choose his protection because he provides certainty, stability, prosperity.
The terrifying social contract. But it works, in a way.
It undeniably delivers results, which leads to that really unsettling paradox, the people's choice.
Having suffered under corrupt tyrants for generations, they accept Doom's certainty.
Willingly, even devoutly. They know the laws are harsh, punishment swift, but they also know his rule means security, protection, a quality of life they never had before.
They pray to him, not to gods.
They're in Latveria, yeah. Whispers of prayers to Victor Von Doom because they genuinely believe his tyranny does not crush the people. It crushes everything that would dare harm them. He's their shield, their provider.
Their guarantee of order.
And that's the point. Heroes and foreign powers just keep missing. They try to liberate Latveria, preach democracy.
And it always ends badly.
Always.
Yeah.
They overthrow Doom, sabotage his work, talk about self-governance, but every time they leave, chaos descends. And the people, they crawl out of the ruins and beg for Doom to come back.
They prefer his absolute order to the uncertainty of freedom.
Unequivocally, his tyranny offers this weird, terrifyingly permanent mercy, a stable, enforced utopia.
So how does he do it? How does he maintain this rule, command this loyalty?
It comes down to his mastery. Not just of one thing, but two huge, often contradictory realms.
Science and sorcery.
He stands almost unique in Marvel, wielding both cutting-edge science and potent magic without really bowing to either. He commands both, bends them to his will. That makes him incredibly versatile, incredibly dangerous.
And we touched on his approach to magic. It's rational, almost academic.
Right. Not superstition, it's undocumented physics. Rituals are just the scientific method in older tongues. Precise formula, predictable results.
Where others see a conflict, he sees order. A unified field of knowledge for him to conquer.
He's not just a scientist and a sorcerer. He's a scientist of sorcery. It's a subtle but huge difference.
And his tech. Legendary. The armor first.
Oh, the armor. Way more than steel. It's a mobile fortress, packed with advanced tech, interwoven with mystic wards, runes etched everywhere for protection.
Internal life support, arcane energy barriers, pain nullifiers.
He can survive anywhere, deflect godlike blows, ignore pain. It's his lab, his throne, and yeah, that coffin for his human weakness. The shell containing only Doom's will.
Then the Doombots.
Infamous. Not just robots, perfect mechanized echoes. Meticulously crafted, imbued with his tactics, his speech patterns. They can fool almost anyone.
Controlled through technopathy and occult algorithms. So extensions of his mind.
Pretty much. You never know if you're facing the man or the machine. And Castle Doom itself.
His fortress. A blend of bunker, lab, and magic sanctum.
Quantum computers humming next to candlelit altars, hidden passages echoing with ancient spells. It's the physical manifestation of his dual mastery.
But it's not just the tech. His magic is just as scary.
Oh, easily. Maybe more so. He's not just dabbling. Trained extensively, drawing on his mother's lineage and the Tibetan monk's secrets.
He's pulled off magic feats that rival the best sorcerers.
He siphoned life force from Scarlet Witch, a reality warper. He stole the power cosmic itself. That's Galactus-level energy.
And becoming God Emperor Doom during Secret Wars, absorbing Beyonder-level power, remaking reality. That's insane.
Totally insane. And maybe the most telling thing, how he's repeatedly outwitted Mephisto, the literal devil who took his mother's soul, often beating him on his home turf, in hell.
Which includes that team-up with Doctor Strange in Triumph and Torment.
Exactly. Where he finally freed Cynthia's soul. It shows his cunning, his will, even against ultimate evil.
And most recently, Blood Hunt. He briefly became Sorcerer Supreme.
Willingly given the mantle by Strange for one world-saving spell against vampires. And he's like, okay, I've barely started saving the world, but this interferes with my real plans, and gives it back.
Classic Doom arrogance.
Completely. This synthesis of mind and magic, circuit and spell, it makes him almost untouchable. He calculates like Richards, fights like Stark, conjures like Strange, commands like a god, knowledge is his to bend.
Corruption fears him.
Exactly.
Okay, let's talk about some of those major arcs, the ones that really show his scale and impact. Do More is a big one.
Huge. Shows his strategic genius and ruthlessness. He orchestrates this massive, complex coup in Wakanda.
Why Wakanda?
Vibranium, he knew it had unique properties, could amplify magic energy like crazy. His goal was to seize control of all of it.
And he actually succeeded. Overthrew T'Challa.
He did. Forced Black Panther into hiding. Shuri had to step up temporarily. Doom's endgame was to use the vibranium to amplify his magic, become godlike, and impose his global utopia by force.
He thought he was doing the right thing.
In his mind, yes, a necessary step for world peace. The only way they stopped him. Black Panther made the absolutely agonizing choice to render all vibranium on Earth useless.
Globally.
A planetary disarmament just to stop Doom shows you the level of threat they saw.
And there's Emperor Doom, where he actually did take over the world.
Yeah, a chilling glimpse of his ideal world. Use the Purple Man's mind control powers to become the planet's unchallenged ruler.
And under his rule, peace.
Perfect peace. War stopped, crime hit zero, poverty eradicated, an orderly utopia, managed perfectly.
At the cost.
Total suppression of free will, no choice, no freedom, none of the messy stuff that makes us human. And the fascinating part, he gave it up.
He wasn't defeated.
Nope. He relinquished control because he realized a world without freedom, even a perfect safe one, was hollow. Empty.
That's surprisingly complex for Doom. A crack in the philosophy.
A subtle one, yeah. Even he recognized some value, however flawed, in humanity's freedom to choose. Speaks volumes.
But maybe the most revealing arc, the one showing the man inside, is Triumph and Torment.
Oh, absolutely. Deeply personal, emotional. Doom teams up with Doctor Strange. Of all people.
To go to hell, literally.
To rescue his mother's soul from Mephisto, held captive for decades. It highlights his intense love for his mother, his almost feudal sense of duty and honor.
A rare glimpse of his human side. Determined, fierce, but human.
And it shows that his central motivation for all the terrible things he does, all the power grabs, it stems from this profoundly personal, arguably good cause, rescuing his mom.
It changes how you see his villainy.
Completely. And despite Mephisto's power, hell itself, Doom and Strange won. Freed Cynthia's soul, testament to his will, his cunning, even against a devil.
And finally, the big one, Secret Wars, 2015. This elevated him beyond Earth.
Cosmic level. The multiverse collapsing due to incursions, realities colliding. Doom, with sheer audacity and brilliance, seizes the power of the Beyonders.
Godlike beings who destroy realities, he just takes their power.
Stole omnipotence itself, used it to salvage the dying realities, stitch them into battle world. A single patchwork planet.
And he ruled it.
As God Emperor Doom. Absolute power. Remade reality to his vision of perfect order, the ultimate philosopher king, believing only he could maintain this fragile existence.
But even then, that moment with Reed.
Unbelievable, right? Despite being God, he basically admits Reed Richards, his nemesis, would have done it better. A crack in that impenetrable pride, acknowledging vulnerability even for a second.
It's all about Reed, isn't it? That relationship is central.
Oh, absolutely. Reed Richards, more than just a rival. Reed is the flaw in Doom's perfect reflection. That constant, maddening reminder that Victor Von Doom was once fallible, that someone saw his mistake and was right.
It's deeply personal. Binds them across realities, across time. Doom's pride just can't handle that Reed's insight proved him wrong.
And even when they fight side by side, which happens rarely, like during Onslaught or Secret Wars.
Doom always rejects any shared victory, any equal footing.
Always, because, as he says, Doom does not share thrones. He rules alone, period.
Then Mephisto, his most personal foe.
The demon who took his mother. It's not just fighting evil, it's a vendetta. Drives so much of his quest for power. And he's battled Mephisto repeatedly, often in hell itself.
And often outsmarts him. The ultimate deceiver gets played by Doom.
Shows his unique blend of cunning, tactics, and magic.
And we can't forget Black Panther and Wakanda. That rivalry is intense.
Especially after Doom War. Orchestrating the coup for vibranium. He didn't just want the metal, he saw Wakanda's isolationism as a failure.
He thought they weren't using their potential for the world's good.
And that he could unlock it. Under his rule, of course. He believed he was helping them, forcing them to be better. A clash of kings, both convinced of their right to lead.
What about the Avengers? The X-Men? Earth's heroes?
He's fought them single-handedly, even beaten them combined, like in Doom War, and he constantly challenges their whole philosophy.
The reason for being.
Yeah. He argues their refusal to impose order isn't morality, it's cowardice. A fatal lack of imagination.
He thinks their power demands they fix humanity, not just react to threats.
Exactly. He throws their inaction back at them. What army could stand against you? What stays your hand? Is it morality or is it a fatal lack of imagination?
It's a chilling question. Makes you think about the responsibility that comes with power.
It really does. And his reach goes beyond Earth. He's confronted cosmic beings.
Galactus, the Beyonders, even Celestials, beings others wouldn't dare challenge.
When the universe trembles, heroes hope. Doom doesn't hope. Doom claims what others fear. He humbles gods.
So, at the core of it all, his philosophy. He genuinely believes he's the only one who can create a better world.
He's looked into the future, tens of thousands of possibilities. His conclusion: in only one does mankind finally unite and flourish and survive. Only one Doom world.
It's not power for vanity, it's power for purpose. Eliminate war, hunger, disease, crime. Impose absolute law, immediate punishment.
He thinks eventually people would understand the certainty of his justice and crime would just stop. And it forced utopia through total control.
And his justification, a moral imperative.
He argues his crimes are nothing compared to what humanity does to itself. Endless wars, starvation, violence. He asks heroes, if you can make it better, why isn't it better?
He sees their inaction as betrayal, cowardice.
They're just reacting, protecting humanity as it walks off a cliff. He thinks they have the obligation to stop it, even if they have to drag humanity back kicking and screaming.
He sees himself as embodying the general will, making the hard choices others won't.
The ultimate philosopher king, sacrificing freedom for collective eternal peace.
His rule in Latveria, Emperor Doom. It all comes back to security and order over freedom.
He believes without strong, central, infallible authority, society will destroy itself. Freedom is fragile.
A tyrant's mercy is the only mercy that keeps the wolves at the gate. Chilling.
But underneath it all, his mother, Cynthia. Rescuing her soul from Mephisto, that's the engine.
All the terrible deeds, the power quest, stems from that personal, arguably good cause.
It makes him a truly tortured character. His actions, however monstrous, are for someone else. It adds this tragic layer to his tyranny.
But paradoxically, that humanity, that emotion, he sees it as weakness.
His greatest weakness, a fracture, a crack in the wall that lets the world betray him, exploit him.
So the mask isn't just to scare others.
It's to shield himself from his own reflection. From the human fracture his persona replaced, he believes, truly believes, humanity is weakness and the mask must stay forever.
Okay, let's pivot to the future, the MCU. Because the big news.
Oh, the RDJ news. Huge. Robert Downey Jr., Iron Man himself, confirmed to return, not as Tony Stark.
As Victor Von Doom.
Mind-blowing. More than casting. It's a statement. He's reportedly set for Avengers Doomsday in late 2026, then Avengers Secret Wars in late 2027.
It signals a new era. Darker, more complex, dominated by Doom's gravitas, his menace.
And it hints Doom is not just a Fantastic Four villain this time. His comic history shows him as an antagonist to everyone. Avengers, X-Men, Thanos. His reach is universal.
RDJ's casting means the MCU isn't just getting another bad guy.
No way. They're getting complexity, charisma, intellect, a character who can dominate the narrative of an entire era, not just one movie. It's Doom's coronation.
The thematic impact of RDJ is Doom. Immense. His gravitas means Doom won't just be power-hungry. He'll be depicted as that ruler who fixes broken systems and then crowns himself the only monarch worthy.
A king among insects, a god among men, believing he's the only one capable of guiding humanity.
They're setting the stage for a character who devours every hero's spotlight. A narrative black hole.
Exactly. When Doom shows up, even Thanos pauses. Heroes don't really beat him long-term, they just delay him. His return is inevitable.
Which ties into his comic resilience. He loses kingdoms, gets erased, but always comes back.
Always. His arrival means a new age for the MCU, forged in Latverian iron, not Stark tech. Heroes might just delay him, not win. Which begs that question.
What if his vision is the only way in the grand chaos of the multiverse?
It's the ultimate uncomfortable thought. Because when all else ends, when empires fall, stars burn out.
The last word is always Doom.
Indeed.
And that, listeners, is Dr. Doom. Not just a villain forcing us to ask hard questions about power, freedom, order.
He's an inevitability, a challenge to the very idea of heroism and self-governance. He makes you question everything.
In a world full of chaos, war, suffering, human failure, could his tyrannical intellect actually be the terrifyingly logical path to salvation?
What if, deep down, some part of us, tired of the mess, secretly wants to see him win?
It's a question that sticks with you, doesn't it? A chilling thought to ponder.
Because when all else ends,
The last word is always doom.